Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video on Prize Picks. Today I got plays in the NBA Tuesday. We've got quite a few games lined up on this slate. Looks like we got 4 games so far on Prize Picks, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple more. We'll see. We're going to talk about all of them, but first up, go ahead, do me a favor, drop a like on this video, and also make sure you're hopping on the free Winnable. So the Winnable is where I drop my free plays every single day, and like I just said, you can sign up for free. Just hit the link in the description of this video, winnable.com/bam. Once you guys do that, you can sign up for the free plan right here. And I'm also thinking about making Discord more active so you guys can enjoy tickets in there as well. But let's talk about the insane NFL Sunday that we just had, because we profited a ridiculous amount once again on NFL Sunday. I'll show you guys exactly what happened. We had this one parlay, Rams and Seahawks, on the alternate spreads. That cashed for 5 units cashed. And that was a 5-unit play. You put 5 units on that, and then it cashed after that. Bears Bengals cashed as well. Colts Steelers, that was the one that missed. We needed one more field goal in that game. Couldn't get it. But this parlay cashed. Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, took them both on the over at 200 plus. They both smacked for 280 plus. Easiest reads of all time. And that was a 4-unit play. We hit that one as well. And then to end it off, the nightcap, just give me Seahawks straight on the money line. What happened? They crushed them by like 25 points. Huge day, NFL Sunday in the VIP. So the VIP is where we're actually making a ton of money. And guys, I've been doing this for the last 3 seasons now, and we've been profitable every single time. So make sure you're locked in. We're not going to stop, right? We're not going to stop at all. So let's move into the NBA now, and let's talk about these plays, because there's a lot to talk about right here. So we're hopping over to Props Menace right here, where I'm talking about these games. We're going to the Hornets and the Pelicans. This is definitely going to be one of the more slept on games, and honestly, I can't blame you guys for not tuning into this one, because the Hornets and Pelicans are both terrible, right? The Pelicans have won 0 games. They're 0-6. The Hornets have only won 2 games. They're 2-4. But I think there's quite a few solid spots that we can go ahead and target in this game. So Miles Bridges has been the story of the last 2 games for the Charlotte Hornets. He's dropped 30 points and then 29 points. That's important to note. Con Knipple had a huge start to the season, averaging 15 points right out of the gate for the first 4. Then he dropped off for a couple of games, only put up 5 points after he shot 1 of 8 from 3. But then he popped off again against the Jazz, right? So it's really difficult to see where these players are going to go, where the points are going to go. But one thing that we know for sure is that the Pelicans are not going to play good basketball. This is one thing that I absolutely love betting against. It's the Pelicans, and basically almost, I want to say all their players, but some of them have actually been sneaky good. The player that I like the most to take on the under right here is Trey Murphy III. He's only hit in 2 of these games. Surprisingly, he was able to hit against the best defense in the NBA in the San Antonio Spurs. But he hasn't played the Sacramento Kings. Kings are a terrible defense, right? But he also hit against the Thunder. So he's hit against 2 good defenses, but I want you guys to see what happened in this Thunder game. They lost by 31 points, right? So he wasn't playing against the A team. This game is going to be a lot closer than that, right? He's actually going to have to prove that he's a starter on this team, because this game against Charlotte's super close. The Pelicans haven't won a single game yet, like we were just talking about. This is their best chance to win a game. They could go 0-7. Honestly, think that's going to happen. Charlotte on the money line is one of my favorite players. One of my favorite plays, Opposing defense, as you guys can see, Charlotte's not a great defense, especially when it comes to the 3 ball. But the Pelicans have been shooting ridiculously bad from 3. They've been shooting below average from every spot on the court. And it's not like a little bit below average. They've been shooting well below average. This Pelicans team is almost historically bad, right? People would be throwing that phrase around a lot more if the Pistons didn't do what they did just 2 years ago, right? So this Pelicans team is terrible, and I absolutely love taking their unders. So Trey Murphy III is going to be our first under. We're hopping over to a game that hopefully more people will actually care about now. And it is the Warriors taking on the Suns. So Steph Curry has been all over the place this season. Played 7 games so far. Thankfully stayed very healthy. And the rest of the Warriors team, it seems like you can't really tell where the points are going to go, because they just play off of flow. And this is why they're one of the most fun teams to watch in the NBA. They seem to have the least amount of designed plays, scripted plays, at least in my opinion. Of course, they've got 2 of the best minds, or I guess 3 of the best minds in basketball, and Green, Butler, and Curry, of course. So there is going to be quite a few design plays, but a lot of that just basketball IQ allows them to really just play off each other and play off feel and then just target the defense where they're weakest because of how well these players know the game, right? So why do I say all this? Because what that means is if there's less design, if there's less structure, there's less predicting where the points are going to go in this game, right? It's definitely going to be more random because it could be that the defense hard attacks Curry and then they give Kuminga a couple open backdoor cuts, right? It could be that B-Pods is having a great night from three, so they're going to keep swinging to him in the corner, right? You never really know with the Warriors, and they're one of the most fluid teams in the NBA. That's the best word I could use to describe it, a fluid team. But we're not leaving this game alone because there is one player that I still love taking every single night, and it's D-Book. D-Book has been unreal, right? Averaging 30 points over the season. His line is at 28.5, so just a tad, little low for me. And if we look at the times when he didn't hit this game, it was against the Clippers when they lost by 27 points. So he didn't even get to 30 minutes in that game. And then it was against the number one defense in basketball, the Sacramento Spurs. So I keep saying Sacramento. What is wrong with me? The San Antonio Spurs. You guys know what I'm talking about. He had 28 points and he did 28.5, right? So barely missed that. You could basically call this that he hit this game, hit this line in 6 of the last 7 games, right? So I really like this play against the Warriors. The Warriors are not a super good defense. I mean, they're kind of just there. It seems like when it comes to, I would say, the playoffs, or really just when it matters in a clutch situation, the Warriors are able to turn it on defense, and namely Draymond Green is someone who can just lock down not just his own matchup, but he can use his brain to call the switches, basically like a linebacker out there, making sure that everybody's on the same page. No open looks are being given. But that's the kind of thing that they do in the last 3 to 5 minutes of a game, right? It's not going to be that locked down throughout the whole 48. So I like D-Book to come out here, get hot a little bit early, and then get some points on the board. But let's go ahead and move into the next game. We're talking about the Sixers taking on the Bulls in this one. Bulls are 5-1. The Sixers had a great start. They're looking a little bit weaker now, but let's talk about the Sixers right here because one guy who's not looking weak at all, it's Tyrese Maxey. He was looking like an all-star right here. I mean, obviously he's an all-star. He was looking like an MVP, I guess I should say. I want to say that for so many players, though. Looking like an MVP, like he could have said that for Reeves, Doncic, Maxey, Giannis, Wemby, of course, right? D. Mitch was playing insane. Jalen Brunson was playing out of his mind. There were so many players, and Devin Booker, I just talked about him, right? There were so many players that were just popping off in that first week or so. And it's really now about seeing how many of that was just, flash in the pan, lightning in a bottle. How much of that is actually going to continue in, not just for a week, but for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, for a month, until the rest of the calendar year, and then hopefully building into the playoffs for some of these guys, right? But that just goes to say Tyrese Maxey is still averaging 33 points on the season over 7 games. Or 6 games, excuse me, this will be his 7th game. And the thing with the Bulls, right, it's really weird. Every team that plays up against the Bulls recently, or since the season started, have been shooting terribly from 3. I'm sure you guys have heard about this if you follow the NBA at all. But when they play against the Bulls, for some reason, makes no sense, they just shoot 25% from 3. League average is around 30 or 33. Right? And these teams are just shooting 25% against the Bulls. And you might go, well, that's probably because the Bulls have great perimeter defense, right? That's not the case because they've been missing wide open threes for no reason. For absolutely no reason. They've just been missing the wide open threes against the Bulls. So it's really weird. It's the kind of trend that's not going to continue every single time. And it's honestly the kind of trend that I would say a guy like Tyrese Maxey will be able to break. So I like Tyrese on the over on his points. But if you want a sneaky good play, we're hopping over to the Bulls side of the ball. And I like my boy, Matas Buzelis right here. So Matas had a huge game against the Sacramento Kings. Now I'm actually saying Sacramento for whatever reason. I wasn't saying that before. Now he's going up against, look at this. So the Sacramento Kings right here. Let me see if I can get the stats on there. Let me just pull up the blue line. This is super helpful right here. Sacramento Kings, right? Not a great defense at all. He hit the green against them. These last 2 games were against the Knicks, and the entire Bulls team pretty much got shut down, right? They had a great game here. They were able to pull out the win by 10 points, but then they lost here by 12 points. That was just a couple of nights ago. And now you guys against a great defense, right? 27th against DPT right here, which is just, I guess, I would say the zone or the way that he likes to play, the play style is the best way to describe that stat. But Matas Buzelis here needs to get 17 points for us. And when you look at the Chicago Bulls, right, they look like, I'm not going to say a contender, but they look like they can make the playoffs for whatever reason, right? Their defense is doing good, but their offense looks solid too. The only thing that's lacking is a star player, right? And if Modest Buzelis, some people believe he could be that guy, right? And I'm not counting myself out of that category. Modest Buzelis looks great. I think Modest Buzelis could make the leap this season. We saw a little flash of what he could be in that game against Sacramento, and I think he's going to come back here against Philly and actually show up, right? So that's enough talking about the Bulls and the Sixers. Let's move into one of the earlier games now, which is going to be the Magic taking on the Hawks. So I want to go over the assists right here and just poke around, see what we can get, because there are a couple players that are super underrated, especially on the Orlando side. So everybody wants to look at Paolo. Everybody wants to look at Franz. Nobody seems to be talking about D-Bane. Desmond Bane is an absolute stud right here. Absolute stud. When it comes to playing teams that are bad defenses, he is able to break them down. He's sneakily one of the better minds in all of basketball. Of course, he's not going to be one of the headline names for best basketball IQ, your LeBrons, your Draymonds. Desmond Bane is not up there, but Desmond Bane can break down a defense, right? If you guys look at this blue line shows you when it goes up high, that's a bad defense. That's a great matchup. When it goes down low, it's a tough matchup, right? So he missed here. The line went up. He had a great matchup here. He missed against the Bulls, but then we were talking about the Bulls have some crazy magic going on towards the beginning of the year. Then he missed against a tough Pistons defense, and then he cashed against the Hornets, who have notoriously bad defense, hit again against the Wizards, who are also in that same pile of bad defense, and then he gets to play another great defense. They've allowed the 19th most assists, so basically they're bottom 10, bottom 11 in assists allowed, and then against DIZ, defensive assist zone, bottom 3, right? This is a prime matchup for him against the Atlanta Hawks, and as we all know by now, Trae Young out 3 to 4 weeks, right? So this Atlanta Hawks team not going to be very solid. And it's not like Trae Young is a great defender by any means, but the Orlando Magic should be able to win this game. That's kind of what I'm saying. The Orlando Magic have not started great. I'm pretty sure they're 3-3 right now. This is a perfect spot for them to get right. And I expect Desmond Bane to be a very sneaky player right there. D-Bane over on assists. Lines at 3.5. All he needs is 1 assist a quarter, and we should be greening this play out. But let's go ahead and take a quick checkup on the game tonight, because I'm still watching this game right now. And I told you guys, take Jacoby Brissett on the over on passing yards. It's not even the end of the fourth quarter. It's not even the beginning of the fourth quarter, really. And he's already greened that out. So, great play right there. We also did like the over, and it looks like it's going to cash. We just need a couple more touchdowns, one or two more touchdowns. Should be green there. And one more thing I want to talk about before I get you guys out of here is the great discounts that are being allowed on Better. So Better is this app that is basically, it's tough to describe, right? Because so many apps have their pluses and their minuses, right? But one thing that I can without a doubt say about Better is that their discounts are the best in the market. PrizePicks does Taco Tuesday, and everybody gets hyped up about that. 3 discounts, one time, 1 day a week. Better is basically doing that every single day, and it's not just discount player prop bumps. It is boosted plays. It is shield plays. There is a ridiculous amount of stuff. Nuclear plays is the new one they've added. They just make sure that you can leverage your money from whatever it is, $10 to $100. If it's $100, make it 500. It's a 500, make it 1K and then 5K after that. They're so good at helping you leverage that money, and it's a no-brainer to hop on. So this was actually the play that I gave out to the VIP. This is obviously on Better. I told you took CeeDee Lamb on the discount online, and then Brissett on passing yards. And if we check it right now, Brissett has cashed at 244, and CeeDee Lamb has also greened out at 78 passing yards. So if you guys want to hop on Better and just make some more easy money, this is exactly where you got to hop on. Use code FFBAM, and the best part is they're giving you a free $10 just like that. You don't have to deposit at all. Just hop on with code FFBAM, this app right here called Better. They'll give you a free 10. Why do I have it placed next to another app right here called Dabble? Because Dabble's also a super great app. The best part about Dabble is they give you a free $25 on sign up. So Better's giving you a free 10 and a crap ton of discounts. Dabble's giving you a free 25. They don't have that many discounts actually, but it's a great app. If you feel sharp about your plays, take it, Dabble, code FFBAM, get your free 25. Hop on Better, get your free 10. And if you're in any one of these purple states, any one of these purple color states. So most of you guys watching this video, you're eligible to hop on better. So go ahead, claim some free money. And yeah, that's all I got for the video. Let's make some money on NBA Tuesday.